What's going on, YouTube? Midland, Michigan media out here at Lead Township building for a regular scheduled board meeting. I received a few messages, asked to come out here and document what's going on. Told them might get a little spicy tonight. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Checking in this video from the beginning. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate you guys for watching. And come on here and check out this guy's billboard.
Yeah, I'd like to.
How you doing?
This is.
Are you from the news?
Midland, Michigan media.
What, really?
Yep.
Apparently, I don't watch the news.
I'm on YouTube.
You know that?
I don't watch the regular news of
No,
mainstream
you know that
media.
reference?
Oh yeah.
You know? Okay.
Yep.
Apparently, I don't watch the news. You know what I'm talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Because it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I think that should be probably have some Christmas lights around it.
Well,
Are we allowed to, sir? Are you the one that films everything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you have a censor button?
I can. I'm just gonna get a quick shot of this, and
Okay.
I'll walk.
That's just a general question.
I
Like
can.
if they're talking along and somebody swears, does that get captured on your film?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you don't censor it when you publish it?
No, not typically.
Okay.
Not unless it's racial or anything like
okay,
that.
well, I'm not racist. Fuck you, though.
You.
I would, but I'm married.
Jesus. That $9,762 raise.
That's crazy.
With his retirement, it's costing the township $65,412.
Yeah.
And, Laura Dawson got a 14.47% raise, and her books are 18 to 24 months behind.
Yeah.
As she said the other day, I don't have to do it. They hired somebody to do it for me.
You still got to do your job.
No, she's not. Yeah. Is this sound on?
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna come get a shot of your billboards out
Okay.
here.
Good.
That'll make for a good thumbnail.
Fine with me. The more publicity we get for it, get over there, get a good shot of that page.
Oh, it's showing up pretty good right there.
You know, we've got people in this township that are living on $11,000,
Yeah.
and we're going to give ourselves almost $10,000 raise. So, yeah, it drives me wild.
Yeah.
Crap.
I see they're using the big meeting room tonight.
Oh, yeah. They're going to try and prove that still on.
Sorry guys, had to mute that for a minute. Was having a conversation with somebody. Again, thank you all for joining me tonight. Midland, Michigan Media out here in Lee Township, Michigan. You can see we got some folks in there using the big meeting room tonight. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is a blistering, I don't know, 15 degrees outside, so we're going to get on in here. Got the lovely law enforcement here. They've been showing up and assisting for a while, hanging back.
Okay, 7 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call the meeting.
Allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Right, well, good evening, everyone. This won't be too long. Want to give you up to date, some of the updates from the county level. First about from the sheriff's department, the carcass patrol, that program is now going to be ended. It's a little more dangerous now due to any affecting of the carcasses. And there's the count is going down, just as you're fortunately on your traffic, I notice it goes down. It's more dangerous because sometimes deer won't increase and things like that. So that program's worked well, all good there, and they'll resume sometime in the spring when it's appears to be safe. Start that again. They have all the count in the everything's staying fairly stable. He's starting some programs to try to do more with the groups, working with some of the pods of getting some work or training or networking within to help them in different ways, and that more might come up later on that. It's again to try to, we're trying to get those who are in there, help them change so they don't come back. And kind of things a lot of these ones we're not talking about the violent ones and things like that. Things are going to be more ones to be safe. And the same kind that could be helping ones out on the roads, things, different services. So they're looking at different ways they can serve the county residents. And through that, improve relations and help them get on a better road. The tax statements should have been received by people, so that all that has been done as far as I can, what they reported to me. The county is still hiring. The count has gone down. There's still a couple full-time positions, Parks and Rec manager, and also the HR director. People who are there looking, if they want to just keep on track, knowing what kind of positions are from the county, they can go to the Midland County website, go to Human Resources, and then the job posting, so people can see what's available. Pinecrest count is stable. It was 53 last month. It's 52 now. The potential 60. We're stable there. The county services building, the construction is still ongoing. The current phase that's going on should be done middle of, possibly as early as the end of this year, but probably more likely, January or so. They are looking at adding to the scope of that project. Now that they've done some of the other levels, I don't know if you've been there, but suddenly some of the looks on the first floor that they haven't touched look quite old. Because that is back in built in 89 or so. So the things from back then. So they're looking at doing that. And if people want to talk to me later at some point about that to see if you think, should we spend the money to do that? Say no, let's save money because we're looking at, well, they haven't got it final yet, but we're looking at 200,000 to 300,000. Now, do we do that or not? So interested in thoughts you might have about that. Beyond that, I didn't have anything else was going smooth. I didn't have any comments. And that's now if there's any questions. That's my part.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask you?
Go ahead. You have a question, please?
I didn't hear what his role is. You mentioned it, but I couldn't hear back.
Sondari Shoki, I'm your county commissioner.
Oh,
You need to speak closer to the microphone.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just didn't hear what you said, sir. But thank you.
Ever since I started, they have an issue with their audio. Nobody can hear.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next we'll move on to approval of the agenda with any further additions.
Your microphone's not plugged in or something, or?
It's on. Please, hello.
Says it's working.
They work when I test it. Hello, there we go.
There you go.
Yep. Change the frequency. Change the frequency. All right, so to repeat myself, we are at the approval of the agenda with any clerk's additions.
So everybody got the clerk's edition, I had the very last one, opinion on 1,250 the bond, and then the correction of Mark list, he rented the hall, and I forgot he used the sound equipment, so it's 150, not 50.
Any discussion regarding the clerk's additions? If not, I will make a motion to approve the clerk's additions as presented.
Just my additions, not the agenda.
I'm sorry, approval of the agenda with the clerk's additions. Thanks for that.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda with the clerk's additions. Treasurer Good? Yes. Trustee Reimer?
Yes.
As clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger?
Yes.
And trustee List?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda is approval of the November 10th, 2025 board meeting minutes. Any discussion regarding the minutes?
I had emailed a correction, is that gonna be made? To quote the attorney that was here?
For the November minutes, Treasurer Bit?
Or maybe that's the ones that we didn't correct, that you said we were gonna correct.
Yeah, we didn't have an attorney here in November, I believe.
No, they're here on, October
It's the
3rd.
minutes before that that were supposed to be corrected, that didn't get corrected.
What was the request?
CPA versus,
I was just going with what the attorney quoted in the
county firm.
Oh, for Raymond Group.
Yeah.
Raymond Group is a CPA.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, Heidi is correct, we did make a motion to change it from CPA to accounting firm.
Okay.
And we did vote on it. they are a CPA firm, but I
Right,
mean,
right, right.
to follow procedure, yes, we did agree to change it to a county.
That was in October.
That was the October 31st one, so.
Okay.
So what is the answer?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. I'm new to this. I've never done this before. So if I'm online, is there somebody to tell me that?
So that would be me, and
Okay.
typically, what's your question? I'm sorry.
Heidi asked a question about the CPA firm and the accounting firm, and it sounds like it's a
October minute.
Yeah,
No,
we're-
okay. I guess the question she asked was, was her email addressed, I guess?
Well, that's why I brought it up for the minutes, because it says in the minutes we were gonna change the October. And that's why I remember, because it is on the November minutes. So I didn't know if we were still planning on changing that, or if there was a new version to correct.
So, yep, I will make a motion then to correct the October minutes per the November board meeting for the January
Oh,
board meeting. Correct the October board meeting minutes, change the CPA.
We can't change them once they've been,
Oh, they have that approved.
and and you
They
said,
were approved with the
recommend, you said, recommended change, and that was voted on as a recommended, not do it.
So, yeah, suggest.
Yes, suggested, thank you, that was the correct.
Okay. So right now, we're speaking, let's just speak of the November 10th board meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on the November 10th board meeting minutes? As presented. In the court's editions.
I don't think it matters.
I read them earlier. I see no issues. We discussed the few changes. So I will make a motion to approve the board meeting, the November board meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the November 10th minutes as presented. Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
As clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger?
Yes.
Treasurer, trustee, List?
Yes.
And treasurer Pitt.
No.
Motion carried.
All right, moving on to approval of the bills. First up is fire. Any discussion on any of the fire bills that have been presented?
Fire was slim outside of the two ACHs and
Do we have a receipt for the 2798? I'm not finding.
what is the 2798? I'm not sure what you're.
That was for one of the hardware stores.
I think you wrote balances.
It is all in there. If the receipt got missed, I can get it to you. Do you not have it? Because I would make
It
it
says
top.
balance due, so I'm trying to understand, is the balance due for the previous month?
No, we had credit and the balance due is the difference. The receipt is the receipt for 79, whatever. Take the credit off and the balance is the 28, whatever.
Okay, so we've got 79 for the receipt then and.
It is the 79.99. They said we were paid ahead because they weren't invoicing us. So. You should all have the receipt for the 79 whatever with it.
Yep, it's there. So, all right, then I will make a motion to approve the fire bills as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the fire bills as presented. As clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Liz?
Yes.
Treasurer Pitt,
No.
and trustee Driver.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda is approval of the bills for payroll.
Welcome in, welcome in.
With payroll from 10/26/25 to 11/25/25. If no discussion, I will make a motion to approve payroll as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve payroll as presented. Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
trustee Liz,
Yes.
treasurer Pitt,
No.
trustee Driver,
Yes.
and as clerk, I would say yes. Motion carried.
Next on the agenda is approval of the bills for solid waste.
Those were just all ACHs except for the small $15, the propane for the, yeah, repurpose.
Any discussion regarding the solid waste bills? If not, I will make a motion to approve solid waste as presented.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to pay solid waste as presented. Trustee List,
Yes.
treasurer Pitt,
Yes.
trustee Driver,
Yes.
as clerk, I will say yes, and supervisor Kruger.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next on the agenda is approval of the bills for general. Any discussion regarding the general bills?
Thank you guys for coming in.
Hearing none, I will make a motion to approve the
Shoot that
general
thumbs up button.
bills as presented.
As clerk, I will second. So it's been moved and seconded to approve general as presented. Treasurer Pitt,
No.
trustee Driver,
Yes.
as clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
and trustee List.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next on the agenda is approval of the bills for water.
Was none?
There is.
No, that's.
Oh, that's
yes,
general,
yeah.
sorry. There is none.
I was waiting for that day for somebody to.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is the treasurer's report.
The report still has a lot of discrepancies between the general ledger to the bank statements, and I'm still waiting on interest allocations.
Can I ask, Treasurer Pitt, what is a lot?
Right now, the difference is over $360,459.
So this will get, we have a Raymond group that's completing our reconciliation, so I think that's a moot point at this time.
$300,000.
It's not a moot point.
It's been going on since last March.
So we have an organization that's cleaning this up for us right now, that we're working with, the acting treasurer Pitt and clerk Dawson met with today. And they provided a very, very good update that I'll provide here shortly.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on the treasurer report? I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer report as presented.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Trustee Driver,
Yes.
as clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
trustee List,
Yes.
and treasurer Pitt.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda is the fire report. Chief Kaufman.
Okay, can you hear me out there? Okay. The new truck, the new pumper tanker is at the station. We are equipping the truck at this time, and we'll have a training session and a further equipping meeting tomorrow night for the general department. And we'll come in and finish probably putting most of the equipment on. We'll have a training session, learn how to operate the pump. We don't just turn people loose on a vehicle that costs almost $550,000. So we're doing our due diligence to make sure that everybody is capable of operating it before we turn them loose. I want to thank Jim Bass, Bill Beasley for inspecting it at the factory and taking pump training out there and then driving it back to the station. I know it was a long haul. For those of you that don't know, this was built almost on the South Dakota line in Minnesota. It was a long ways home. The old engine, 1121, has been drained. It's been stripped of usable equipment. It's been placed at a dump until we dispose of it. You know, whether it's going to an education facility or whether it's for sale, it's still out there at this time. But we do want to do something with it while it's still in reasonably good shape. It's something we want to sit for months. The old tanker 1130 remains in service as a backup until the new truck has been in operation for a while. That way, if we have any issues with the new truck, because you never know, we have something to run with that still has the capability of hauling 3,000 gallons of water. We are in the process of implementing a new incident reporting system. The federal government is moving away from the National Fire Incident Reporting System, which has been in place for decades. And they're implementing a new system called NERIS, the National Emergency Response Information System. Robin and Tammy have been working with our new EPR software company to implement the new system. Robin is currently using both. And I believe the end of January, I believe, is the target date for the state to become fully in the NERIS system, so we won't be using Embers anymore. And I want to thank them for the efforts that they put in as well. They put in a lot of time, a lot of research on this. Our regular monthly meeting in November was on structure fire ventilation. It was conducted by Training Officer Burkett and firefighter Mike Bowman. And they utilized a small-scale two-story house that Mike built. And the house was equipped with windows and doors, so you could actually light a fire in the bottom of it. And open and close various doors to show how ventilation works in structure fire. So it was very informative. It tells a firefighter what they need to look for as far as danger and what they need to look for as far as tactical considerations when they're on fire scene. It was very well done, and kudos to them. Total calls for November, Lee Township had 32. 2 motor vehicle accidents, 23 public assist/medicals. We were canceled en route twice. We had 1 brush fire, 1 vehicle fire, 1 building fire, and 1 good intention, which is usually what you have when you arrive on scene, you don't find anything. Greendale Township had 18, 5 motor vehicle accidents, 4 public assist/medicals, canceled en route 6 times, which is a little unusual, we haven't had many, but that's what it was. 1 vehicle fire, 1 controlled legal burn. Oftentimes we were dispatched on these because the passerby doesn't know that it's a legal burn. They call it in because it's a large brush fire. They might think it's near a house, so we get the call, we still have to go. And we had 1 hazard condition out there, and we had 2 mutual aid calls. So it was a total of 52 for the month. That's pretty much what I have. Everything for me. Questions?
No, but I would like to thank Jim and Bill Brown to pick it up as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And the truck is beautiful. The workmanship seems to be excellent. It is big, however.
It is big.
It is a long truck.
It fits.
But you have to bear in mind, this is combining our old tender, which was a 3,000 gallon, with the old engine. It's replacing 2 trucks with 1. Yes.
With the old software, and now you have the new software, is there any transitional way to compare to make sure that we're looking at apples to apples when you compare?
It won't affect any of our record keeping.
Okay.
This is strictly going to the national database. So what they do with their record keeping, God knows. Any other questions? Okay.
Chief, sorry, we have one question.
Yes.
What is the concern, I mean, I honestly don't know how many square miles or whatever you wanna call it, Lee Township is. I did,
We cover Lee Township and Greendale Township.
and Greendale, okay. So going down from 2 to 1, what does that do from and I don't know the stats going backwards, I guess.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this. When we have a call for, say, a structure fire,
Yes,
the first unit out is the engine,
okay,
okay? The engine is a two-person cab. We also have to have a water supply. The engine is limited on water, so you're carrying 1,000 gallons typically on an engine. The water supply is in the tender unit, which is 3,000 gallons. So the next person into the station takes the tender. We are very limited on personnel.
okay,
So you have a two-person cab with the engine, you have a two-person cab with the tender.
mhm,
This truck has seating for 5, 3 in the back, 2 in the front. It carries 3,000 gallons of water, and it carries everything that a Class A engine carries as well.
okay,
So it has all the capabilities of both trucks.
okay. Can it
That's
drive
the
in 2
upside.
directions?
Pardon
Can
me?
it drive in 2 directions?
No, but we have a reserve engine for that.
Okay,
So if
I didn't
there's,
understand.
and we also have mutual aid, so if
Okay.
there's a second call, there will be people coming.
okay.
Uh,
With a similar, at least, or,
A similar response, yes. It
Okay.
may not be our
So-
department. If we're
Okay,
already
I
on
see.
a, if we're already on an department,
Okay.
the mutual aid department will come in.
okay,
But most of us have similar
okay.
capabilities.
And my concern is that back in, and I'm just retroing a little bit, back in 2018, 19, when a resident of this township apparently called for assistance due to a house fire, for whatever reason, and maybe this goes back to this, the new software will help you get to the appropriate location, because their house ended up to be a total loss because the crew ended up on 10 and a half on the other side of
Yeah,
the river.
that, most likely, I wasn't around for that, but most
Okay.
likely that was a dispatch issue. They
Okay,
were probably sent to the wrong place.
well,
And
obviously,
that
yeah.
still happens occasionally.
Okay, I just wondered if maybe the new software or,
No,
Truck or
actually, the new
anything.
software
Okay.
has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's
Okay.
strictly for reporting.
gotcha, okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
All right, next on the agenda is planning commission, zoning administrator. Mr. Babcock.
Yes, yes, the planning commission held its regular meeting on November 19th. There were three matters that were asking the board to consider today. The first one was a commercial site plan submitted by Rose Construction. They were seeking an addition to their existing building and they submitted their proposal to the planning commission. The planning commission considered it, had an in-depth roundtable discussion with the property owner. And in a unanimous vote, they voted to recommend the approval of this commercial site plan. It complies with all our zoning matters. We did, of course, explain to the property owner who is well aware of the building requirements. And ultimately will have to comply with any and all code authority and other regulatory requirements such as fire departments, public safety. But beyond, from a zoning perspective, the planning commission unanimously approved it. We asked that the board make a motion to approve that so that the Rose Construction can begin construction under addition to the business.
So I did list this as an agenda item, commercial site plan review. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the documents in front of you? Any concerns listed? If not, then I will make a motion to approve the commercial site plan for Rose Construction as presented.
I will second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve the Rose Construction addition as presented. And I forgot where we left off. It's our turn back, so I'll just start as clerk. I will say yes. Supervisor Berger,
Yes.
trustee Liz,
Yes.
treasurer Hitt,
Yes,
and Trustee Ryber.
Yes.
A motion carried.
Yes, the next matter, the cut rate matter, just a notification. The planning commission did discuss whether it would be necessary to meet in December. And with light of the workload that we have currently going on, which is not that heavy at the moment, the decision was made to adjourn the December meeting. The commission will be meeting next in January. The second matter, which the board needs to consider is, the board needs to consider the reappointment of Commissioner Jeffrey Guzdala for another term. His term expires at the end of this month. And of course, whatever it's worth, my recommendation that he be approved for another term.
As he has expressed that he wants to stay.
He's been active all the way through this. And
I just didn't want to reappoint him if he said I know. So, okay.
He hasn't shared that with me. Hopefully, that's not the case.
Okay.
But yeah, he's been a very valuable asset to our planning commission, and at least from my perspective, I strongly recommend the appointment.
So I did add that as an agenda item later on, and we can address that at that time.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, that'll do it.
What day in January?
We'll send out those in January, right, it's like the third Wednesday of the month.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is the cemetery report. Mr. River.
It's been a little bit busy. We had 2 funerals in one day, and one of those was kind of a rather urgent one to put everything together, but the team all worked together between the contractor, Vaughn, our contracting digs, and our DPW, and myself and the resident were able to get the plot secured, marked, dug, and was successful. The east section in the cemetery is the newest section, and it does have some grave sites already in there taken, but we, with Kelly Seidel's help, computer-wise and measuring, was able to actually determine how many plots can go in there, so it's on the map in the computer, it's numbered, and so I can legitimately sell plots in the east section now, as of like yesterday. So I have residents actually waiting to buy some.
I know Sharon and Princeton wanted some at the very day.
Oh, okay, all right. And we did the same for D as well, because there's a lot of open area in the back. So that is numbered as well on the computer. So we're getting pretty close to having actually ready to print maps for the chapel wall. And then the actual marking of those plots will continue throughout the summer.
All right, anything else?
I have a question, and I'm sorry, is it trustee Reimer?
Yes.
So you mentioned something about you're legitimately able to sell the plots now?
Yeah.
Like, was it done illegally previously, or what is that terminology?
It was just an open field,
Oh, okay.
and so we could sell it, but we didn't, like this part here, what do we call it? We didn't really have a mapping of
Oh, I
what
see.
number that
I
was.
see, okay,
So now we have it on the computer actually mapped out.
oh, I see,
These are
okay,
the numbers we can use, and we have names now.
perfect, thank you.
All right, moving on, code enforcement report. 10/2023-01. This is a mobile home, in repair. We have sent many letters. We have, I'm getting ready to send another one. The person has since moved. I have left messages on 310 of this year. 310, 421, 512, 65, 714, 811, 912, 1011, and 1110. And now the telephone is disconnected. A new letter will be sent. Last I knew, they were accepting mail, at least at that location, or it was being forwarded. Not much we can do with this one at this time. 02-2024-01, this is a two-part complaint. The first part has to do with a new pole building that it was put up prior to a building permit. They obtained the building permit after the fact. The concrete has been put in, the building has been moved. It was a steel tube building that was set up, but not actually set on a foundation of any sort. It was just kind of on concrete blocks. And so I'm waiting for the final inspection of the code authority on this particular complaint. And then we can hopefully close that piece out. The other piece has to do with vehicles on another piece of property that we're working through. 2025-01, this is this started as a blight concern. It turned into a zoning concern. We gave a 90-day notice on 8/1. We did recently receive a voicemail from the resident, and our code enforcement officer was reaching out to him this week. I had not followed up with him to see if he was able to make contact in order to discuss the priorities. This person has 2 properties as well. One is full of vehicles, and the other is basically like a storage. They have containers that are filling that. And I think they've been working a little bit on each, but the priority hasn't been, the focus hasn't been on the location we would hope. And so when letters are sent out, they have our contact information. We obviously don't have anything except their home address or billing address. And with the hope that they would contact us immediately, that doesn't happen until the quote unquote threat of the 90-day notice. So more to come on that. 2025-02, there's a registered letter sent on 8/19. This person is in and out of jail. Unfortunately, there's no activity at the property. It is gated, there's no trespassing signs, no activity. I know our code enforcement officer drives by, I drive by, there's nothing. I drive during the day, I check it out at night, nothing at all with that one. So I don't know coming, they are also behind on the taxes, so that could be a hint. 2025-01, this complaint actually came in from Homer Township and one complaint from Lee Township. It was a noise complaint. They have received written notice. I haven't received any additional update from either the Homer contact or the Lee contact. So no news at this point, I think is good news. And that's it for the code enforcement report. Any questions?
Supervisor
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
That's up at Kruger, right?
Yes.
Okay, just a quick question. You rattled off the numbers and obviously it's just for, so you're not identifying who these people are.
Absolutely.
And I assume that is not public knowledge somewhere, or maybe, what is my question? My question is, I don't know the offenses level of this. Where would I find, what is the board's protocol for each of those situations?
So we would receive a written complaint for each of these situations.
Okay,
And then we would follow up for the written complaint based on our police ordinances.
okay, so for example, the one you mentioned, and I don't recall what it was, somebody living somewhere, you gave, I don't know, multiple, 10, I don't know, you said you gave a notice on these certain things. And again, I don't recall what the
So
situation.
here's the situation. Our police ordinances, we're actively working to revamp them.
Okay,
They are essentially non-enforceable at this
okay,
point.
are they documented, where is the protocol that the board follows that says this is what the board should do in this situation?
It's in the policy, but there's a lot of gray area. All of these policies are extremely gray.
Okay,
So
why are they gray?
it's just how they were written. That's the point of why we're looking to redo them.
Okay, and what is the expected timeframe that those would be rewritten?
It depends. Right now, we have a focus group working on blight, and then hopefully we'll work on noise and move forward, right? We've worked with the attorney. I have presented basically an approved ordinance from our attorney. The
Okay.
board did not care for that.
Sure.
So we're going back to the drawing board and looking at, right now, and I do have an update and I can give it right now. From the blight perspective, from the focus group, we've met 3 or 4 times. The discussion has changed each and every time. And right now, what we're looking at is EPA, getting Eagle involved to see what their guidelines are, something we can leverage, right, outside of the township. What do we have that we can leverage? The health department, for example, code authority, what can we leverage that's already in existence?
Something higher than this
Absolutely.
organization, okay.
Because the state has nothing. The state pushes everything down to the municipality.
Okay,
right? So is there something at the county level that we can leverage that will help us with the residents and with the people that are having the issues?
so for my,
Or volunteer?
It's a volunteer position, yeah.
okay, so just to clarify on my question, to make sure I understood what you said. You said that if there's a situation, they could all be very different, it sounded like they're each kind of different, right?
Yeah,
That right now, what you have documented, do you have documented process, or is it kind of depending on whatever organization in the,
it's a documented policy.
a policy that each, maybe the blight committee or the whatever committee, I'm
It's
not.
basically what the prior boards had approved way back when. And
Yes,
this is what the
Right.
code enforcement officer
okay,
is given to work with.
okay, so your board is in the process of making those changes
Correct.
to be whatever your decisions are,
Correct.
okay,
But again, it's a lot of work, it's one by one, and right now we're focusing on blight.
okay, so
Thanks for
so
joining,
priority
Judy.
in this community as the board is, at least in this section, is blight.
Correct, because that is the.
And then
bulk of the
maybe
complaint.
as opposed to doing like balancing whatever the discrepancies are, I don't understand what
Oh,
that means.
no. Those are completely separate
Okay,
issues.
that's what I wanted to
Yeah,
know.
those are
Okay,
completely separate
gotcha.
issues, yes.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on, hall updates. So the harm reduction station was delivered on Friday of last week. That had approved at the November board meeting. And this was in sponsorship from the Coalition for Substance Free Resiliency. This harm reduction station is equipped with Narcan, the nasal spray. It is equipped with gun locks, medication bags with locks. So in order to keep those pills and whatnot away from.
There's some test strips.
Oh, yes, there is.
Thank you.
Test strips for different drugs, right? You can, and those are free for people to take.
Some people end up taking something that they don't realize, hey, is something extra that has been added to it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what those
And
test
so
strips.
what we learned is that, and again, the Narcan, if someone is having a reaction and even if you give them Narcan, it can't hurt them.
Well, even if a child, she said even if a child got a hold of it, if your body doesn't need it, it doesn't
do
there's no
anything.
effect to you.
That's the nasal spray.
Yes.
Correct. And I think there's 2 in each box, I recall.
It's a shame everybody's gotta carry that these days.
It is. Yes, Kelly.
I just have a quick question. How is that restocked?
So we will send an email to the organization and they will come out and restock it. Again, this is free of charge. There's no cost to the township for these benefits.
Thank you.
Any other whole updates?
Is that for somebody wanted to get something to put it in the car?
You could, yeah, absolutely.
People weighing in and needing that.
Absolutely.
She said it won't freeze, it will get cold, and you don't wanna give it to them if it's cold, so you want to.
I've seen people that needed it before.
And now here's an opportunity.
And these are no questions asked, there's a maintenance bill, so.
And so in this facility, the north door is open 24/7. So anyone can come in and take what they need at any time of the day.
And hopefully never need it. really.
Right, yeah.
Because that was the thing they had mentioned, is like some people know that a spouse or a kid or somebody is using
Right.
drugs and they want one, because if something happens, they don't have time to drive here and there. So they'll come and get one, keep one in their car, so that if that happens, or in their house, or whatever, but yes.
Or a concert anymore, you can carry your case around with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Dan?
Laura, quick question. You're talking about cold, does this have a expiration date on it?
I would
I
imagine it
believe
will.
that they-
Yeah.
July heat in a car.
We didn't
I didn't ask about the heat.
We didn't ask about heat, Dan, sorry.
Okay, can you ask them, back all of it?
Yeah, actually, she mentioned if we want to have, an
A
open
presentation.
meeting, a presentation, they would come and explain in more detail and more depth.
In Midland County are the people that are kind of helping you guys do this, is that correct?
The
It's part of it.
coalition.
It is
The coalition.
the Coalition for Substance
Yes,
Resilience.
good.
Yes.
They're excellent. You take all of the advice you can get from those people.
Yeah, they've been great.
Yeah, I bet you they have.
Yeah, Midland County Health Department has information.
Also.
Yes.
Yes, and so there are
Yes.
flyers and or a QR code on the box out here. And it- and the-
Inside.
And the QR code directs you to the Midland County Health Department. Options, benefits, resources. All right, moving on from the hall update, any park update?
Well, yes,
The fence was installed.
yeah, the fence was installed, but then a few of us met today and had a Zoom meeting with the DNR. And our first,
Reimbursement.
reimbursement is entered, and I believe it was accepted. So we should be getting a check soon. How soon, I don't know.
Yes, Robert.
While we're building, why don't we put a little schedule on it for the kids?
I think that's, we've talked about it a couple of times.
Every day.
It's an option.
Yeah, ain't good. Better than using Narcan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put that on your list then, guys, Russ.
I like that
That'd be,
idea.
that'd be good.
I like that idea, not just temporarily, but, yeah.
There's that part corner, that's
Yeah.
I'll go make the beer, come get it. All right, thank you.
Excuse me, for
Yes.
clarification, who is, acronyms are horrible, especially when they're all around, and what's the DNR?
Department of Natural Resources.
Okay, we're just checking, we didn't know if it was like do not resuscitate or.
No. So the township received a DNR Sparks grant of
Okay, thank you.
$650,000. And so
Got it.
this is the reimbursement
Perfect.
for.
Good,
It's an interesting process to say the least.
good, that's good to hear.
All right, next on the agenda is any unfinished business, I don't think we had anything to discuss. Moving on to new business. So the December board review meeting is tomorrow night at 7:00 PM. And at this meeting, it will be held in the board room across the hall. And at this meeting, we review any clerical errors and power exemptions. So the public is absolutely welcome to attend if you would like. 20 meeting dates. Yep, they're here. So, oops, that's the wrong one. I have it. So Clerk Dawson has prepared a schedule for next year of.
The only thing I didn't put on there was I will put, if we approve it tonight, I will put posted with today's.
With the date, okay. So, again, the dates are Monday, January 12th, Monday, February 9th, Monday, March 9th, Monday, April 13th, Monday, May 11th, Monday, June 8th, Monday, July 13th, Monday, August 10th, Monday, September 14th, Monday, October 12th, Monday, November 9th, and Monday, November 14th. Any discussion regarding the meeting dates as presented? If not, I will make a motion to approve the regular monthly meeting schedule for 2026 as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, so it's been moved and accepted to approve the 2026 meeting schedule as presented. Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
trustee List,
Yes.
treasurer Pitt,
Yes.
trustee Ryder,
Yes.
and as clerk, I will say yes, so I will go ahead and get that posted.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the fire truck and potential dedication. So as Chief Coughlin had indicated, we have the fire truck. Do we want to have some form of open house and or a dedication for the truck, maybe a blessing of the truck or something of that sort, to invite the public. Again, this isn't something that happens often. It's been about 30 years since this has occurred for the township. Not at all.
I guess I would say if the fire department is willing to do so, it would be great, but I don't want to say we're doing this and have them run in.
Valid point. So we won't ask Jim.
I would like to bring this up at our next training meeting.
Okay.
And I would suggest, even though it will have been in service for a few weeks, probably sometime in January.
Okay. So we can discuss that at the January board meeting.
Before we get it too.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's right.
Why do you think you put it there?
And Jim will be gone. All right, next on the agenda is the IT guy's estimate. So this estimate, I received it today. It is dated 11/3. I think they just revamped it or just sent it. I had talked with Lance a couple of times to get this over the last few weeks. So what this invoice, what this estimate is for is to replace the 2 speakers. So we have 4 speakers on this side, we only have 2 on that side, we did have 4. And due to some concern with not being able to hear in the boardroom, they did remove the 2 from this side, move them into the other boardroom. And this is simply to replace what we already have, right? And the amount is $240 for the 2 speakers.
And that includes the labor.
It includes the labor, all the wiring is already up above.
Oh, right.
It's already been run.
Yeah, right.
So it's there, it's just to replace, again, it was a trial and error, right? Any questions, concerns, discussion? If not, then I will make a motion to approve the IT guy's estimate in the amount of $240 to replace the 2 sockets.
I'll second. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve the quote to have the speakers that were taken replaced. So trustee Liz,
Yes.
treasurer Pitt,
Yes.
trustee Ryder,
Yes.
as clerk, I will say yes, and supervisor Kruger.
Yes.
And motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda is the township employee social media. So at the November board meeting, there was some discussion. Treasurer Pitt had asked a question about either creating a policy or having a discussion with some of our employees regarding their use of social media. I did reach out to the township attorney shortly thereafter, had a discussion with them. They did provide me their guidance and statement, I think on Friday or Saturday. Just recently, I forwarded it to the board with their stance and their suggestions. I think that their stance is pretty clear, that no action be taken. Any questions on this?
Actually, it was a suggestion, not a decision, and not a suggested new policy. I never mentioned policy. It was a suggestion that we set the example of how far these things can go and how far we should be. That was more the goal, is to open it up for discussion.
And I think the attorney's stance is pretty clear. That is outside of our scope.
And as we said, we understood exactly what you said.
Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
where is the said lawyer tonight?
I think they're out of Grand Rapids. They provided their statement and it's a confidential statement that has to stay within the board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the lawyer that
This is our township attorney.
township attorney.
What's his name confidential, not the criteria, I understand criteria.
Chris Patterson is our attorney, but,
That's the question she asked, who's the attorney?
no, she asked where they were tonight.
Yeah, where are they physically? Are they in this room or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Because they're out of Grand Rapids.
They're out of, I think it's Grand Rapids. right?
Or,
That was Lance.
well, it doesn't, they're not physically located here here tonight?
No.
Okay, so your services that you're paying them to do, I assume they're not a volunteer?
No, this is very well paid.
Okay, is that balanced in the books, or don't we know?
They don't send the book.
Like, you're paying us for service for an attorney. Is that accounted for in the book? Is that part of the problem of the cross problem?
It's in the budget.
Okay, so
No.
It's in the
It's-
budget.
it's part of a budget thing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on to the grant committee, there is a term expiration.
Yes, right now we have 6 members on the grant committee. We had, when we re-implemented the grant committee several years ago, we had 7. And then we had a couple of people leave for various reasons. And currently it's 6, and one of them expires at the end of this month. And I know when we first done this, we had talked about starting with the 7th, get everything moving and going back to 5. So we're at the point of saying, do we want to go back to 5 like we originally planned and let this expire and be done? Or do we want to reappoint someone? Michelle Trudell is the one that is expired.
Okay.
And if we agree to renew this or keep it at 6, I would ask her if she wanted to stay on because she's on. Other people could definitely apply, but right now, we have 5 or 6, we will be at 5. And I am thinking that if we run at 5, give it 6 months, see how we do at 5. And if we need, we can always bump it back up then. I will talk to Michelle. She's more than welcome to still come to meetings and give input. But it also does make it a little tougher to gain a quorum because we need 4. If we're 5, we need 3, and there have been times where we don't have it. So I think, my opinion right now is let it drop to 5. I can talk to Michelle if we go back up. I personally reach back out to her. And I would tell her she's still welcome to come give input and advice because she was a valuable asset.
Absolutely.
But I think our plan from 2-3 years ago when we were implementing the grant committee was to get back to 5. And this is a good position to get there.
Any concerns with trustee List's proposal? Then I will make a motion to reduce the grant committee size from 6 to 5 and allow Michelle Trudell's role to expire at the end of this month.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to reduce the grant committee from 6 to 5 at the end of this month. And you guys have already met in December.
Yes, we already met in December. Michelle was not at the meeting. She's out of state. But I will call her. I've got her phone number. I'll call her and talk to her and let her know that this is not a slight. This is strictly getting back to what I originally planned. And I will definitely invite her to keep coming as.
Okay. Roll call then, Treasurer Pitt,
Yes.
Trustee Ryder,
Yes.
as clerk, I will say yes, Supervisor Kirker,
Yes.
and Trustee List.
Yes.
The motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda is the planning commission term expiration, as our zoning administrator had indicated for Jeff Lizdawa. So I would like to make a motion to reappoint Jeff Lizdawa for another 2-year term, starting on January 1st, 2026.
I'll second that.
Well, one moment.
Yes, sir.
2 months ago, I applied for a position on the planning committee, and you stood over there and said there was no applications for that, and you reinstalled the people. Now I'm applying again, but I'm doing it in front of all these people so they know, because when I put in a letter of intent, you said there was none given.
So I'm sorry, we are in the middle of a motion at the moment, guys. Thank you.
I second it.
Wait, excuse me, sir.
We-
Okay, sorry. Don't know the rules.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to reappoint Jeff Wisdala to his given position on the planning commission. Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
As clerk, I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger?
Yes.
And trustee Liz?
Yes.
And treasurer Pitt?
Yes.
And
So I
motion
have a
carries.
question with what Alan said. Is that something that the planning commission could be expanded at some point, like we have done down? Because if we have people wanting to serve, is that something that we want to expand? I mean, I have the planning commission needs to have that stuff too, before we make it. But it is something to talk about. Yes.
So we have to be more towards a renewal budget.
Right.
Do so.
But it is something to look at doing because, like I said, I mean,
Sure. I don't, at this point, I don't know if there's a need, but would it hurt?
I think it would be worth discussion. I think
Right, sure.
That's planning commission.
Because the master plan will be coming up and. So we could, I could put it as a, something to discuss the very next week, January planning commission. So good.
I'll make sure it's added.
Okay, okay.
And in the interim, Don, definitely join the meetings, right? Have you had an opportunity to come to the meetings and speak with the planning commission?
Yeah, but this, we absolutely welcome anybody's.
I had no way to get information as the secretary was not present, but I did go write a letter and handed it in. And you at that time said nobody else was interested in it, and you went ahead.
We didn't have a role available, correct?
And it's still done.
And we still don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make, you denied that I put a letter of intent in when I did, and you told everybody at the meeting that nobody else put a letter of intent.
What meeting are you speaking about, Don?
2 months ago.
About planning commission? We have not spoke about this at a meeting.
We haven't had
I'm
availability.
not here to argue, but I'm just telling these people.
Well, I understand what you're telling them, but did we have a discussion about a planning commission rule?
No, we have not had availability, like we've been told this, all when Greg sat down.
The last vacancy we had was last summer.
Well, when Greg stepped down
Yeah, when it was last summer.
and Courtney had.
I don't think that big, yeah.
Other than that, we've not had any availability. We
No.
have not discussed it at all.
No.
I never knew.
Yeah, I think a discussion is worth it because, I mean,
Absolutely.
if it's expanded, then there would be 1 or 2 roles available if we do that. But, yeah, I think it's worth a discussion. Since we have people.
Especially with the master plan.
And again, like I say, every month, and we urge people to come to our planning commission meetings.
Yeah, please come.
We meet third Wednesday of every month.
The third Wednesday of every month.
Unless
Except for December, third Wednesday of every month. Please come, please provide your input. And it's the meeting start at 7 o'clock.
It's here in the
It's
hall, it's
here.
here in the hall, and the commission, the board room. So, yeah, it's here at 7 o'clock. We would welcome people. We have people months without seeing anyone show up for any of our meetings, except for when there's an application that we have to consider that the person who submits the application shows up. That's about it. I can't even, months we've had anyone show up. It's always the third Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
Then you'll be working on the master plan?
That's when we're gonna be starting, that's,
Ready.
yeah, we're getting ready, we're starting to discuss it, but that's gonna be at least.
What's the date on the old one?
It's 15, I believe. It's 15. Yeah, it's time to start looking at it. I mean, we can.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is the check process. So there was quite a bit of discussion last week about the steps and process and approval. And I wanted to make sure, because what MTA had given, if there was any questions about what MTA had provided. So I know there was some issues providing checks to employees 2 months ago, and it got into a little bit of discussion again last week, trying to get Mr. Bass his check. And so I just wanted to, basically what MTA is saying is that anyone that wishes to pick up their check can pick up their check, as long as the board approves it. So I would like to make a motion to ensure that we have documentation that any employee or board member has the opportunity to pick up their check from the township hall as requested, or the check for another employee or vendor. Why are you shaking your head, Amy?
Because my statutory duty is for me to disperse these payments, and I am not at all going to give them to somebody else to deliver to somebody else.
Okay, I will check with the attorney on that as well. When we have MTA's.
There's a book for a reason that says statutory duties.
I understand that, we'll get into what you wrote later, but go ahead, okay. So we will table this until next month. All right, the blight ordinance, as I've already discussed, we've met 3 or 4 times. The discussion evolves. The current initiative is to reach out to the health department, Eagle, code authority, to see if there's any pre-existing state or county ordinances that we might be able to leverage.
When is that meeting? When do you guys?
It varies, and we don't have a set date and time. Would you like to join?
Yeah, I let the kids off for that.
Okay, then I will reach out to you when we have the next meeting scheduled, absolutely. All right, next on the agenda is the zoning ordinance. Has everyone had an opportunity to look at the updates as presented?
I looked at it, but I'll be honest, I did not have the chance to go through the whole thing like I really want to. I want to sit down and read it actually, I mean, you read it and you're just reading words, but I actually want to dedicate some time and it's been a busy month. I haven't been able to.
Then I would like to postpone, table the zoning ordinance discussion until next month. Thank you. All right, the 2026 road construction.
I'll second.
Oh, I'm sorry, geez. That was a motion to postpone.
To postpone until January, so as clerk, I will second the motion. And then we'll do roll call. Trustee List,
Yes.
treasurer Pitt,
Yes.
trustee Driver. Yes. As clerk, I will say yes, and supervisor Gerber.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Now.
Now we can move on to the 2026 road construction project. Yes, Dan?
My question is, if it's in January, and you're just coming off of Christmas and New Year's, are you gonna really have enough time to read it before that next meeting? So it's February, just.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
I just gotta get to Christmas.
All right, moving on to 2026 road construction project. So we discussed these at the November meeting, and what we discussed was obtaining a road study for Prairie and Olson Road. So kind of where the board seemed to be leaning is both of these roads are a reconstruction between 9 and 11 mile, both. Did everyone have a chance to look at the road study?
Yeah, that's.
It was significantly different than I
Yeah, I'm glad you did that.
I am too. So, what the road study has presented is on Prairie from 8 to 9, well, we're not looking at 8 to 9, but 9 to 11 miles, 185 average daily traffic. And Olson, 9 to 11 is 253.
Wow, yeah.
So it was much higher
And this,
than,
over what period of time?
he didn't say
Oh,
when they did this, but it was since the November meeting,
yeah, they email, meeting.
November 20th.
Okay, so they're not done then.
So on the front page, we have the total with the matching funds for Lee Township, which comes to $303,672.78. With the millage non-matching and the millage matching with the township match of 101,224.26. So that's what we have to put in, is 101,224.26 in order to receive that 303,672 value.
How did we get that? Do you know? The carryover?
It just didn't get spent.
It didn't get, it came in cheaper than, the invoices came in cheaper than the estimate,
Oh,
believe it or not.
okay.
That's a new.
So yes, every once in a while that does happen. Like, wow, okay.
So,
Very often.
if we look at Olson Road as an example, we would do, the strategy would be 1 mile a year, right?
Yep.
9 to 11 miles, so we do basically 9 to 10, 10 to 11. It's about, now, Olson's a little bit more money than the quote for Prairie, because there are additional driveways and paved drives and that sort of thing. So that comes in a little bit higher. So it comes in at 320,551.21. So the discussion at the last board meeting, and again, from a strategy perspective, this is what Superintendent of the Midland County Road Commission and I discussed, is spending 2 years, or a potential, 2 years to do one road. If we chose Olson Road, we did 9 to 11 miles. Then the next year, we could take a year off and do some chip and seal maintenance, spend our budget there. And then the third and fourth year, fourth and fifth year, we could do 9 mile, or I'm sorry, we could do Prairie from 9 mile to 11 mile over those 2 years from a budgetary perspective, because obviously we don't have unlimited funds, and it's over 300,000 per mile roughly for complete reconstruction. And the thought process was to at that third year, we could catch up on some of the maintenance to the road, some of the chip and seal, or fog seal as they call it.
So what about, maybe I should be continuing.
No, go ahead, ask her.
I'm just thinking on this, there's 11 mile Prairie Olson Road, and these are all the chip box seal estimate. Would it be an advantage at all to maybe do the Olson and one of these or something?
No, we just don't have the,
Okay.
is the problem. I mean, we might, I can't say we don't, because there is some state funding.
Well, with that.
Theoretically, we don't know what that value is. So I talked to the road commission, they don't know what that value is, to be able to cast that out. The hope is that the road construction crews, they don't see that as a surplus of funds and increase their pricing for work that's already been committed to, right? So if each municipal, and again, every state, Lee Township got an extra $50,000, now all of a sudden that mile costs us another $30,000 or $40,000.
Yeah.
You know, so we might not necessarily have that fund to allocate to another repair.
Okay.
But we won't know that until we know, right?
Okay. We can make a decision.
What does that include? Like, is that like?
With reconstruction,
Yeah, like they can, like reconstruction, yeah, as far as it.
it's down to the road bed, so it'll be complete down to the road bed, and this includes culverts for the residents with the driveways, and repair of if it's a paved driveway or if it's gravel, replacement of that. Is that what you're looking
So
for?
they'd be putting new culverts in every driveway as well with that. Right.
I believe so, if they were torn up, yeah, I believe so.
Is that gonna be reflected in our taxes?
No.
Worth asking.
That's a fair question.
When they, so like, is there any alternative to like just doing, like, I know they can do different things with that, or they just grind off the surface and then repave it? Are there any
So,
alternatives?
There are, but not for that road. There are, for other roads in the future, you can do an 1.5 or 2 inch overlay, but Olson Road is too far gone for that repair.
I know I get what it is. I live in.
So do we want to review this in January, or do we want to move forward today?
Will we have any more information like that?
No, we won't have anything.
I thought we had to have to do by January.
It's not until after everything. So, I would like to move forward, so I would like to make a motion to approve the Olson Road, unless there's other discussion, the Olson Road quote from 9 Mile, 1 mile west, in the amount of $320,551.21.
Second.
320,551.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve the quote for Olson Road from 9 to 10 mile, correct?
Basically, yes, 1 mile west,
Yeah,
yes.
1 mile west, at the price of 320,551.21. So treasurer Fix,
Yes.
trustee Ryder.
Yep.
I will say yes. Supervisor Kruger,
Yes.
trustee List.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Olson Road's gonna be the big,
The first one. First big one.
Thank you. Track the first ones.
Yes, all right, next on the agenda is a reconciliation update. So I will read the recent update from the Raymond Group, which was received, late this afternoon. So everyone has the same message. It says, here's a summary below with some stats for discussion at the board meeting. We have spent a decent amount of time collecting and reviewing statements while also comparing to a given statement. Our initial focus was the general bank code / account, as that was the account with the largest account balance that still had not been reconciled. We reviewed this account from April 2024 to March 2025 to reconcile with the ledger. While we were able to tie out some cash receipts and some cash disbursements, there were additional transactions reflected in the ledger that were not reflected in the bank statement or in the statement that did not clear in the ledger for this bank code / account. These additional transactions are primarily journal entries transferring cash to and from other cash accounts within the ledger system. It is still unclear why these entries were made, and there are some concerns on the timing of cash receipts and whether cash receipts are being receipted in the system to the correct bank code. They've identified 32 active GL accounts set up in the system, which translates to roughly the same number of bank accounts for the township. This is unusually high for a township of your size. We have looked at one of the bank accounts, General Huntington, for the 12 number of months from April 2024 to March 2025. We have received statements for 6 of the accounts / codes so far for general, payroll, fire, solid waste, water, and tax. We know that another 4 of the accounts are related to petty cash, while another 3 are not assigned a bank code at all and therefore are not being reconciled. We are still obtaining information for 19 number of accounts. These represent mostly investment type accounts, money markets, CDs, high yield savings. Met with the treasurer and the clerk to coordinate receipt of proposal fiscal year 24-25 journal entries and supporting documentation that may not have been posted in the GL. These entries will be reviewed and recommendations will be made for approval for additional information prior to posting. For the current fiscal year beginning in April 2025, the treasurer will provide monthly journal entries, primarily interest allocations, to the clerk and Raymond for review and approval. Thanks. Any board discussion? It is moving forward. All right. Next on the agenda is credit card issues and distribution. I just wanted to level set and see where we landed with the credit cards. What did we get? There was a lot of traffic, a lot of noise.
I have all the emails.
What
I
did
did
we-
what I was told, and then I was told to hold, and I've been in hold pattern.
Okay, so we have not requested any, I think it was what, 6 cards, 8 cards?
No, I have the cards. I was told to hold them, that somebody wanted the process stopped. Because they claimed that I ordered multiple cards when the chief only wanted one.
Okay, and that's why I just wanted to clarify that and understand. So chief, what do we want for the fire department?
All we requested was one card kept in the office, locked away, with access by 3 of the officers.
Can we do that with,
Yes,
okay,
that was my email response to this whole board, that the chief decided now that he wanted one card and that I would dispose of the others and let the bank know, but I was in hold pattern because that's what I was told to do.
I would dispute that. My understanding at the board meeting when we discussed this was that we were going to give one
I
card.
have the email that you sent to Robin, and Robin's the one that gave me all the names for all of this. This is through you and Robin.
It is, and
It's
I
no problem
understood
to
that
do
you were
one.
looking for the signatories, is what I thought you were asking for. The people who would be authorized to use the card, not multiple cards. If that's a breakdown in communications, so be it, but that was my understanding.
Well, it's no problem to change that. If I may go ahead and proceed, I will get that. done.
so then, who would be obtaining the cards? We have one for the DPW, we have one for fire. Is that it? So just 2 cards?
No, they automatically gave me one. Is that a problem?
I guess not, that wasn't, part of our discussion.
They automatically.
No, I understand that, no, that makes
It can
sense.
stay locked in the safe.
No, that's fine. I'm not disputing that, I'm just asking for clarification. I didn't see that
It was
in.
in the email,
Okay, then obviously I missed it, and maybe I missed it too.
obviously.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're gonna just hand them out to whomever.
So what's the, I want to say normal protocol, because we really don't know. So they,
That's
like it's applied for Lee Township. So why did they give you one, or is it just because you're?
Because you're the
Because
assistant
I'm the
administrator.
treasurer and I'm the admin. They gave me a card.
Okay, I thought they would like have to give access to the one card, but basically.
No, because DPW has a card, fire department has a card.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be a part of either one of those cards.
And
As admin, you pretty much have to have one.
It makes sense.
But we already have one for.
But if this is
her.
but I understand, but if this is
One
if this is a different set
Program.
of credit cards from a different bank or something, they're not gonna let Heidi be administrator of this account by.
Without a hand on those.
So
And that's the
it
process, that's the
makes,
process.
I understand.
Okay, so,
Well,
what we
then-
did was one related to resolution, we created our policy, we provided that to the bank, they issued the cards, they have been in the safe since I got them. So, all I have to do is activate the cards, and I will have those 2 cards activated. Mine can be activated and put in the safe, but the talk was that eventually this is a better card, this is a better process, it's commercial. It would be better at some point to stop the FMBO
That's
cards
my next question.
Right.
and go to this card.
All right. We discussed that before.
And that I have not done anything with until the time comes that we decide to do that.
What are the limits on the cards?
The same 10,000 that we had before.
Is the 10,000 split between the cards?
I can sit there every day and change the amounts per person.
So it's 10,000 and then you can
It's
determine
10,000 for the whole
for the account.
account. And if the chief needs to go pick up another fire truck or a rescue truck, he can get more money on his card, and then I can reduce it on the other cards. So if this board says they want the DPW to go get a new mower, and they want him to use the credit card, then I change the limit that day to his. It just has $10,000 that can go any direction we need it to go.
And we have to do that because we couldn't send a check with them. Okay, any other questions? Minor answer, chief, any questions?
No,
All right, moving on. So in discussions, again, we've had a lot of legal things come up over the last few months, to say the least. And the lawyers keep referencing an employee handbook if because we don't have one. So I did a quick, again, and I'm completely honest, this is not something I want to approve, right? This is- But we have the DPW employees and different employees. So it's outside of the elected officials, yeah. So, and we also have to put an ESTA policy in place, and that's a requirement anyways, right? So we have to do that probably by January meeting, we need to have that. So what I've provided are two, again, they're rough examples of an employee handbook and the employee sick time accrual policy. By no means am I wanting to approve this, just take a look. And a lot of this is from ChatGPT, just going out and searching and looking, right, to see what we can create. So my ask is that you take a look at it over the next month, see what we can add to it. Maybe we could select a contact to reach out to other municipalities, Homer Township, Jerome, right, to get a copy of their employee handbook to see if there's something we might be able to leverage, right? Unless we want to go through our township attorney, which is going to be quite costly. They obviously asked and suggested that they could write this for us, but I think that we might have
I like the idea of maybe consulting Homer because we know that they have employees.
and they do have employees, yes. And so I think Jerome does too.
Coleman might be good.
Coleman might be very good.
Should we actually determine a definition for employees, because we have elected officials and we have appointed officials?
Yeah, that can be part of the employee handbook, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
So is there anyone that would like to take the lead on either the employee handbook or the, the employee sick time accrual policy?
I can make some calls on the sick time. I will see what I can.
Then I will work on I'll work on the handbook.
I'll also,
Yes, put that in the minutes.
I'll also get what we've got.
Okay, perfect.
The handbook is so nice.
Good, Mark. All right, next on the agenda is the volunteer policy. Again, something that the township board had approved back in September. I do have a binder here with copies of of those that have signed the volunteer waiver and release form. So per the township attorney, because I have asked, what do we do if we have volunteers that do not wish to sign this? And the attorney's response was, they need to leave the premise. And if they do not, then they need to be no trespass. This is the best interest of the township to have these signs formed. There's not an option.
So remove them from a public area.
Correct. If they are not doing business there, so if it's the refuse center, if they're not doing business there, basically their response was, as a resident, you can take your trash there, you can visit, but then you need to leave. So, and this is outside of our hands. This is the nature of the world. The attorney said you can, and that's their recommendation. Right. Well, they're not involved in that piece, but yeah.
Can you clarify whose recommendation this is?
I'm sorry,
Can you clarify whose recommendation, oh, I'm sorry.
the township attorney.
That's the place I work for, Saginaw County, just because it's a public building does not grant you automatic access to that facility.
Well, if you're not causing an issue, you can't be trespassed from the building.
You can if you're not there doing all.
If you're not there
You can't, for example, stand inside the township, the county building in Saginaw, hand out flyers. There's a reason why you see them out.
Okay, that's different than what they're saying.
This is to protect the township, this is a recommendation.
So it's liability?
It is our.
Liability issue?
It's a liability issue through and through
And it
for the
was
township.
Is that why you got, I'm just gonna ask it.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying any lead township resident
Or outside Lee Township.
or outside Lee Township is not allowed to enter a township-owned facility such as this building, or perhaps the dump, or the fire station, unless they have business to perform? Is that correct, or am I incorrect?
No. Yeah, it has to do with volunteering and potential liability.
Who's the volunteer?
There's several volunteers at the repurposed center.
And where's this, do you have a list of all the volunteers in this?
No.
Or in this, okay, so I volunteer.
The ones that are working there.
Volunteers.
Oh, the ones that are volunteering their time to, or
Correct.
to be here, maybe, I don't know what other.
Shredding or stuffing envelopes
Okay.
or whatever the case may be, yeah.
Okay,
So is the purpose of that then to have their name recorded because they're acting on behalf of the township in some way in their volunteer position? So if they were to misrepresent the township as they were carrying out, no, I'm asking liability wise, so if I were to come and volunteer and I was carrying out the business of the township, I'm representing the township in that moment. If I'm unwilling to sign my name, I'm not willing to give you my information, in a sense, that's kind of representation of it seems a bit shady, because I am representing the township. I'm trying to understand the why, and I'm not trying to.
The why is from an insurance perspective, from a liability perspective, and from a legal perspective.
Right.
And if you were to go to the Humane Society
Yeah.
and volunteer, you'd sign a very similar form of any sort, right?
Because basically, if you get hurt, you can't sue. It's
Yeah.
a liability to
To
protect
protect the
the
township,
township from getting sued.
to protect your money.
So is, if one of the township employees does something, they should do the whole township?
That's workers' council.
There's workers, they're on part of our insurance, yeah. And volunteers are not part of our insurance. They're in life problem.
So they would sign a waiver.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is. It's a waiver, Carol, absolutely. All right, so next, we're going to talk about the security camera policy report and pending litigation. So this is a pretty big one. From our township attorney. So this is again, the direction of the township attorney, based on actions that were taken June, July timeframe. So, Mark, would you like to help me hand out these documents?
I feel for as much as you reference back to the attorney, that he should make it a point to be here, just saying.
And, I mean, that will cost us.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The volunteer, contract.
Yes, it's available, absolutely. So, this document is a police report that I obtained through FOIA request that unfortunately had to be sent to our attorney. And the attorney asked us to discuss this topic at our board meeting. So, as you can see, there was an incident on 7/23/2025. The summary is other criminal. Lee Township, a deputy spoke with a 74-year-old Lee Township man regarding a possible criminal complaint. The incident was investigated and found that there was no criminal wrongdoing. The location is here at the Township Hall. The complainant was Alan Anger. There were some redacted pieces. The other contact was myself, Douglas Kruger, and the incident narratives. Date and time, the incident occurred on 6/13/2025 at approximately 1912 hours. The incident was reported on 7/23/2025, a little over a month later, at approximately 08:15 hours. The venue was Lee Township Hall, 1485 West Bolton Road, Lee Township, Midland County, Michigan. Interview complainant Alan Anger on 7/23/2025 at approximately 08:15 hours. Alan Anger came into the LAC lobby and requested to speak with the deputy regarding a potential Open Meetings Act violation. I made contact with Alan at the lobby counter. Alan briefly explained that on 6/13/2025 there was a special board meeting held at the Lee Township Hall. This meeting was adjourned at 1845 hours via a copy of the approved meeting minutes that Alan provided me. Alan then provided me with 2 photographs taken from the Lee Township security cameras inside the hall. Alan explained that there are 3 members of the board together in a hallway along with other citizens. Alan told me that this is a violation of the Open Meetings Act because they left an open meeting and then went and had a closed meeting. Alan described it in the photographs. Alan told me the woman standing in the doorway, pink sweatshirt and blue jeans with glasses is the supervisor's mother, Supervisor Doug Kruger. The person with the bonnet on, green jacket, black shirt, gray hair with glasses is the trustee's wife. The dark-haired woman should be talking with the blonde is Christy Gustafson, former township official. The one on the right is the supervisor, Doug Kruger. The one with his back facing the camera is trustee Mark List. And lastly, other gentleman wearing a white hat and black sweatshirt is the enforcement officer, Ron Barry. I asked Alan if he knows what was going on or taking place during this time period as to what he presented his own photograph with no other context. Alan advised he doesn't know. I asked Alan what he would like the sheriff's office to do regarding this. Alan requested this be sent to the prosecutor. I explained to Alan that employees of the township are allowed to be at their place of employment, especially after meeting, and converse with others. While it is possible that a violation may have occurred, we do not presently know if official township business was being conducted at that moment in time. Upon reviewing Alan's statements made this morning, I later called in to have him identify the blonde woman in the photo. Alan stated that the blonde woman with her back turned to the camera wearing a black sweatshirt is trustee Deb Ryder. Alan requested a callback at the conclusion of the investigation. Documents. Alan had a copy of the special board meeting minutes that were titled as approved and 2 photographs of Lee Township security cameras. These were scanned and saved within this report. The originals were returned to Alan at his request. Interview video. A video of this brief interview with Alan at the LAC lobby counter was saved to the L drive under this complaint number. Interview supervisor Doug Kruger. On 7/23/25 at approximately 10:25 hours, I called Doug and was unable to leave a voicemail. I then called Doug's township phone and left a voicemail requesting a callback. At approximately 10:40 hours, Doug returned my call and I briefly explained the reason I was contacting him. Below is a summary of my interview that was recorded on DWC. In summary, Doug admittedly stated that the official township business is discussed and or acted upon in an official meeting. I asked Doug if he could recall what was going on in the hallway. Doug stated there was discussion with former township supervisor Christy Gustafson regarding Facebook postings and if they were coming from a fake account. Doug stated that he believed his mother, Sharon Kruger, township enforcement officer Ron Barry, trustee Mark List were in the vicinity. Additional information. I contacted prosecutor Brooks regarding this incident. Based on the given information, there's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act. I called and spoke with Alan and advised him that based on the current information, there is not a violation of the act, and there would have to be proof that official township business was being discussed and decided upon. Then you can see the copy of the minutes submitted by Clerk Dawson, a very blurry picture, and then a much clearer picture of the Lee Township security cameras taken from a laptop computer screen. So, this was a discussion with the township attorney because there may be pending litigation because of this. And this is per the township attorney. Treasurer Pitt provided pictures of the township security cameras to a non-resident who who asked the Midland County Sheriff's Office to forward to the prosecuting attorney. This has led to at least one resident contacting an attorney to discuss their rights and actions that they can take against the township. To my knowledge, this is still an ongoing discussion and all pictured can join the potential lawsuit. According to the township attorney, the treasurer's actions are highly unethical and is a breach of fiduciary responsibility as well as misconduct in the office, and Treasurer Pitt did not follow the first duty of responsibility. That's quoted from the township attorney. There are multiple laws that may have been violated by providing this information to Mr. Anger. One of which has to do with providing information to obtain personal or political gain. Another has to do with providing information to a resident that is not privy to all residents, AKA special treatment. There are others, but they are dependent on whether a lawsuit is filed and the defense. Providing these photos was not consistent with the FOIA guidelines. The attorney should have been involved in order to redact any information that would be liable for the township. As an example, there was a minor child at the time. Fortunately, they were not pictured. That'd be a whole nother. So, but again, this was a discussion the attorney wanted, as Mark List, trustee List was on the call with me. This was not necessarily the intent of the call. We had several different discussions, but this had cropped up during that time frame between scheduling meetings with the attorneys. So I know, based on other comments that were made at other board meetings, that there are other photos that have been provided from the township security cameras to residents and non-residents. So this is definitely a breach of privacy.
I have a question. Do you have an IT
Just 1 second.
written?
So I guess the discussion is, from the board's perspective, how do we mitigate this? How do we communicate this to the residents that this privacy has been breached? Do we send out a letter to each and every resident and a copy of this police report and advise them what is going on and what has occurred? Or do we create a security policy, a security camera policy? I mean, that's absolutely needs to do, but how do you stop this? I mean, there are several laws that have been broken here.
Laws, as in,
Laws, as in laws.
Is there an expectation of privacy in public? There's law enforcement right there, they can answer that. There is no expectation of privacy in public. This hallway out here, them cameras, them are the residents, them are the people's cameras. You can't subject them to privacy.
The data needs to go through the proper channel. The attorney should have redacted.
But you don't have a-
Redacted what? It's all out in public.
There's state laws.
In all fairness, I've seen that attorney makes a pretty shady call.
Well, but this is the guidance that we have to go with. So,
clarification, Doug,
You can shake your head all you want.
clarification, sir,
Yes.
Doug, President,
sure,
the person who wrote this report is named Deputy C. Smith. Can you clarify who that is?
I don't know. That would be a Midland County law enforcement deputy.
Okay, so they took a report from someone where? Who?
At the law enforcement, it's in the report, at the law enforcement center.
Okay, so whomever came to the law enforcement center here in Midland,
Mhm.
Deputy C. Smith wrote the report up
Yep.
based off of what the person said.
And they have video. I have not seen the
Okay,
video.
and we don't know who that person is or
Oh, yes, it says right here, it's Alan
Anger? Alan Anger, okay, don't know the gentleman, but okay. So, this is one, okay, that's what I want to know, thank you.
How do we want to
That's
proceed?
how a lawyer works.
How does the board want to proceed?
Well, I think your residents are more concerned about our books than
Yes.
this app.
On this,
And I've never given
This
video. Never.
I didn't say video. There's video at the law enforcement center of the interview. Not of, I don't know what else you'd give me.
You're paying a lawyer to do what?
I can submit a FOIA request for that camera right there for this whole meeting.
has the township informed the
You can't stop it.
No, that is the next step. So the attorney wanted this to get out to the board, have a discussion tonight. And then
Yes.
we'll reach out to the insurance provider because there probably will be pending litigation.
I think the residents have the right to know.
I'm a non-resident, I'm Alan. I dictate
That's the county share. But I got over $4,000 last week property tax here. I've donated a lot of labor and a lot of equipment. And the only thing if you just walked out of the meeting, you've got 3 township representatives, all in the hallway. And I don't think it's right. Isn't 3 members of the board of 4?
No.
Not unless business is being conducted.
So Al, let me ask you this. When we first came into these roles, Heidi, Laura, and Doug went to lunch all the time.
Pardon?
When we first came into these roles, Laura, Heidi, and Doug went to lunch quite often. There's 3, there's no problem with that.
Okay,
So,
I've got donations for this township. From the Dow Chemical or whatever it is now,
I think,
and I hauled in trailer loads. That was donated to the township. I had a township representative say I could use 4 or 5 of those grease boards.
yeah, that was me.
Yeah, for my work car. See if you can get it. But that's okay.
That's your choice to use, so.
That's what,
That was your choice.
it's also inconsistent of your policy.
How do you get the images from the security panels?
I took a picture.
From whose camera, whose computer?
I don't think he has to answer you. You're not a board member to ask.
It's
I'm a
because you're a
resident.
lawyer,
I'm a
Russell, doesn't mean
resident.
she's gonna answer for her choices Thursday. You want
Listen,
to get
Are you
involved?
You are
Let's
right.
finish.
No, you're the one deciding whether you are. Whose computer do you use to gain access to those images? I mean, as a resident, I have a right to know.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
resident, I do.
You know what
No, you don't.
You can kiss my fat ass.
Good.
So you are both alone in your opinion.
I will say that.
Okay.
And you can't either.
We're gonna,
Oh,
we,
you are kidding.
no, this is exactly what we needed because, thank you, because that's actually a different law that was broken, but appreciate it.
Well, thank you. But, speaking of the cameras, it's all right for you when I'm going to sign up across the road, not on township property. To view it and come back, right, in a public meeting, sign, sure, that's okay.
I didn't give that to anyone.
No. It's now.
It's his personal
Speaking
phone.
of that, what about all trash? The compact, what trash, from outside of the township? Who? One of the board members,
Okay,
drives a GMC pickup.
okay, I got a GMC pickup. Where was I bringing trash from?
Good for you.
Where was I bringing trash from?
Because you've been following him.
And
That's not against the law, unless you get caught.
But I did have a contact, they called and said, "Hey,
Oh, yeah, so people are watching other people? Yes, thank you, please have a seat.
I would suggest,
I still got to
go more. As a resident, I would suggest you contact law enforcement, but you're gonna get that from that authorized access to our computers.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You gained based on what you just said, you gained unauthorized access to the township computer system. That's a crime.
Public
building.
It's not computers.
No, it's not. No, it is not. No, wait a minute, no, didn't the township pay for the computers?
You have no access to it.
Then nobody wants to go to your house.
Please sit down.
Point of order. Please have a seat. Please have a seat.
Let's get back to the meeting. Thank you.
All right, moving forward, it doesn't sound like anyone wants to, I'll reach out, have another conversation with the attorney on the next steps based on what was found. I actually may speak to my personal attorney to ask them, not that I want to proceed with litigation, but I would like to hear firsthand as to what their perspective is. So,
I'll pay me, except for he's dead.
all right, moving forward, FOIA requests, we had one from Tanya Stewart. Road Commission report.
I have not been there this last meeting, but December 18th I'm going to go, and that's when they have the budget review. But I heard that they want to raise wages for their employees, and I think, an attempt to retain their expertise.
Okay.
So that's beneficial.
Yes. All right, anything else from the road commission report? Okay, anything else? Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm good.
Okay. Moving on to the Water District 1 report, I missed the last meeting. Trevor did.
Working heavily on job descriptions and trying to calm the office down there.
Yeah, that is interesting. All right, grant committee report. Oh, I did, code authority report, sorry, you're there too.
There were, in the last month, there were 4 buildings, 7 mechanical, 1 plumbing, and 6 electrical permits issued. The construction is still going on at the county building. They keep moving the office around currently on the 4th floor. When everything's done, they're moving back on the 2nd floor in the same area they were at, but right now they are up on the 4th.
Mark, can you repeat the numbers?
4 building.
Yep.
7 mechanical, 1 plumbing, 6 electrical.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now we can move on to the grant committee report.
Our floor. Grant committee report, we have put together, we wordsmith a grant. I have to get with Laura to get some of the information such as our ID number and stuff like that. We're gonna submit a grant request to the Strosacker Center for, trying to stack on for, rescue truck that we first. So, don't know if we'll get it, but that is what we did at our last grant committee meeting, was we worked that out, so basically I just need to, get with Laura and put all the financial numbers together, so you can do a budget on the books.
Anything else?
No, sorry to talk about Shasta.
All right, recognition moment. One thing I have is, Jim left unfortunately, is to thank Jim and Bill Beasley for traveling out to Minnesota to pick up the new truck at the beginning of the month. Anyone else have any other?
I do. Mark Pitt, I'd like to recognize Mark Pitt. Thank you for stepping up quickly for locating and marking the grave site. And then Vaughn Jenkins, our contractor who digs, he already had his equipment out there, and within a couple hours, he was out there digging. And then Kelly Seibel again, for continued work on our computer system for the cemetery, and we are so close to, let's say, putting it on paper. And I think that's, Kelly's really put a lot of time into that. Oh,
We need to thank Tom Dawson.
oh, and Tom as well. Good, thank you very much.
Any other recognition moment? All right, moving on, public comment.
Sorry to speak.
Yeah, Bonnie.
Go ahead.
As a lifelong resident, I am providing notice to the board because of some misinformation that's been circulated. Now, I have in fact submitted a recall petition with regards to our township treasurer. I have felt compelled to bring this notice to address misinformation which has been conveyed by a treasurer in response to my petition. First, my recall petition is simply that, my petition. I am not bringing my petition on behalf of this board. My petition was not requested by a board member, and I did not consult with any board member prior to the filing of my petition. This is my petition and my petition alone. My petition is based upon my first-hand knowledge of misconduct by our township treasurer. In my petition, I clearly state that she has used her authority as treasurer to threaten employees' First Amendment rights. In fact, we witnessed it as recently as today when she basically tried to shut me down during a discussion. In fact, a former fire chief who was forced to resign and identified a hostile work environment that was created by our township treasurer.
Opinion, right? Right,
It
Russell?
was a statement made by the township fire chief. And I have no connection with that gentleman at all. And quite frankly, I mean, we saw your disrespect towards our fire chief about credit cards. She came up whipping out emails and intimidating our fire chief.
That is
And-
slander.
That's public comment.
Whoa.
Okay, but that's not a free pass to just make
Point of
slander.
order.
It's a public.
I just cannot order that.
My petition is based on my first-hand knowledge. One of the things I value most about our township board is the diversity within its ranks. Each board member brings to this table differing backgrounds along with differing opinions. It has been my observation that each member of this board is a free thinker. I know from personal experience that members of this board can look at a situation very differently from how I look at things. As an example, it is no secret that I have had some disagreements with our township supervisor, Doug Kruger. We've learned to agree to disagree on many issues. Disagreements are normal. Disagreements should force people to look deeper into the merit of their own views. Disagreements can lead to better solutions. In the case of my disagreements with the township supervisor, I have found those experiences helpful in reassessing the strength and weaknesses of my own opinions. With the exception of one board member, all the board members have treated me professionally when I have shared my thoughts, even when they disagreed with me. Unfortunately, this has not been my experience with Heidi Pitt. I first became aware of this fact last summer. Last summer, I witnessed Ms. Pitt telling residents her version of what had transpired at a recent board meeting. I was, in fact, an eyewitness to the incident she was discussing. After she had finished speaking with the residents, I suggested that they may want to reach out to our township supervisor because there were differing views about what had transpired. I was taken aback when Ms. Pitt abruptly told me to shut up, which she did here tonight, and went on to emphasize the fact that I was an appointed employee, which she did here again tonight. This was done in the presence of the residents who were mere feet away from me. I would like to emphasize that the entire conversation had nothing to do with my role as zoning administrator. The conversation also had nothing to do with Ms. Pitt's statutory duties as treasurer. This was purely a conversation over an incident that had taken place at Township Hall, which did not involve Ms. Pitt in any way. Having witnessed similar treatments towards other township employees, which I've already alluded to, and after Ms. Pitt sought to have the board stifle the employees' First Amendment rights at the last meeting, I disagree with you, Ms. Pitt. Your statements were very clear. I felt compelled to bring my petition. It is regrettable that it has come to this, but I cannot stand by and watch Ms. Pitt utilize her authority as the treasurer to punish employees that do not share her viewpoints. At this time, I've asked the board formally to vote that the employees of this township, some of her debt, not answer correctly.
What a nice performing arts.
Can I take a photo? Number one, I never, ever tell anybody to shut up.
You
So
did.
you're wrong there, and the witnesses will have their.
Maybe your kid, but
Point of order.
It's getting a little too wild in here, everybody needs to set
Hey,
it down.
can I speak?
we're
Thank
passionate, we're passionate about Lee
Point of
Township.
order.
Let's speak.
Nobody's talking to you either. I'm Bill Rogers. I live just down the road from 1296 West Oak Road. I've been a resident for most of my life here in Lee Township. Moved into town for about 15 years and I came back. So now I live in the resident. Again, very emotional. Love the township. And I will congratulate the board with the fire truck purchase with the grant, and that's a great accomplishment. One of the problems I have is that recently I got on Facebook to follow the Lee Township, and I also tried to get in where I watch board meetings, and I don't know who runs that particular piece, but I answered the questions, and this has been probably 2 board meetings ago and I have not been accepted yet. So I don't know who does that, but I think that's a little fishy.
Yeah.
I know it has nothing to do with it, but it has something to do with the resident here that does that. Just thought it was fishy, because one of the questions was about a Centennial Farm, and I put a certain name on there, and I feel like I'm not being able to watch board meetings because of the person's name that I use. So that's it. Secondly, I'm really disappointed in the unprofessional. Now, I worked for Boulder Creek Schools as Director of Operations, and I retired out of there in 2020. I've never seen anything like this. I'm really disappointed in how we operate unprofessionally. When somebody's being addressed and spoken to, I'm addressing Doug and the board, not asking for any comment from anybody except Doug. It's a respect thing. He is the supervisor. I'm disappointed in the fact that we're spending money from what I understand. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But we're spending money to have our books reconciled. But we have a clerk that does this. Why are we doing this? Okay, I understand that they don't kind of mesh. They don't mesh. Now, I've handled millions of dollars every year for the Director of Operations of Boulder Creek School. I never missed an entry. When I turned in my weekly stuff, it was correct and it was to the T, because I knew what I was doing. But we're spending money to have people reconcile something that we're also hired a deputy to do this. This gentleman right here talked about another board member that has maybe possibly done some irrational things within the board. But again, we also have another board member that's doing the same thing. And are we outsing people that are not doing their jobs? I support that. Get them out. If they can't do their job, let's get them out. But this blaming one another it's a little ridiculous. Let's be professional and do this the right way. We need the township. The people are great. We have a shit ton of volunteers. Why can't we all work together and come to an agreement? We're not all gonna agree, but let's just be civil about things and do things the right way. So I guess my point is I hope you look at this and just think about where this is going. We're into the Christmas season. We need to figure out the books. I don't want to spend money. That's my money. I don't want to spend money. These people don't want to spend unnecessary money. I mean, the whole purpose of us being diligent is that we're efficient and we're operating under the laws of the state. So anyways, that's enough for me.
Hi, I'm Susie, and we're attacking from all angles. I'd like my 3 minutes on my.
Oh, yeah,
I'm in here in regards to the law and unauthorized entry under our private property on private road without knowledge or permission by Laura Dawson and her husband on November 28th, which was Thanksgiving morning. On November 28th, Laura and her husband entered my property without permission, without notice, and without legal authority to do so. Laura got out of her truck in an aggressive, angered demeanor and stood at the bottom of our steps and threw the key at me and said, "Here's the key." Laura's position as a Lee Township board member does not grant her the right to access private land at will, and as such action is a serious violation of my property rights. This behavior is unacceptable, unprofessional, and clear violates my property rights. Laura's position as a township official does not provide any special privilege to access private land at will, nor does it justify ignoring the legal responsibilities that apply to all citizens. Let me be absolutely clear when I say this. No township official or employee is permitted to enter my private property without proper legal authority or my explicit written consent. If this could all have been avoided with a little bit of communication to me or her, but she chose not to. She chose to trespass on my property. And so as of today, according to the MCL 750.552C, any further unauthorized entry onto my property by any Lee Township representative will be as intentional knowing trespass. Law enforcement will be contacted immediately and I will pursue all available remedies. I have rented this hall 2 times in the last 2 months and had to deal with for BS. Chasing keys, not getting communication. I will not be renting the township hall again.
I'm choosing these words carefully. Because I agree. I told an audience member here tonight, I am a Christian woman. And what's about to come out of my mouth probably would not match that, and a reason why a lot of people would disapprove of this. But this is the most fucked up thing I have ever witnessed, and I worked at a major corporation in this town for 31 years. I was introduced to Lee Township by somebody who I adore, and there's a lot of people in this township that I adore. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And we should be embarrassed as a collective to be operating this board in this manner based off of what many people have said. I think we're all fighting for the same cause, but we're fighting against each other. The Roman Empire fell, every empire falls, and will fall, because why? You're fighting against each other for the same cause. I think you all need to be recalled. Mr. List, Mr. Kruger, and again, I'm new to this, Mrs. Dobson, Mrs. Apologize, Reiner, and Mrs. Pitts. We need to get the right people in here when you are asked certain questions and you're not able to answer them, but it's our policy, but you don't know what your policy is, it's just not written down. That's a contradiction. You have segregation of duty problems. Clearly, you cannot sit there and blame each other if you don't even know what the H-bomb you're doing. Because that's what it appears to me from the outside in. I have no desire to be on the board because I sure as hell would not want to be part of the shit show that this is. And that's exactly what it is. And tell me by the raise of hands if you'd like to, who believes this is a shit show? Okay, if you're not raising your hand, you're a bunch of liars. And apparently, that's what we have on our board.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And a few of them should just.
Order. All of you need to be recalled. Come on, citizens of Lee Township, let's do it.
The information that was brought forward by I think, other institutions like banks and other things, the information would be.
Would you
They
give
notify-
her
With
respect? Sorry.
If banks and other places have a leak of information, that information is given out to all people that it affects. I think the board needs to relieve themselves from litigation as best they can and inform all the citizens of what has happened and transpired when it comes to the security cameras, whatever. Now, moving on to other issues. The information in the meeting minutes that can be changed and corrected, but it has to be done as a motion, and the information then in the meeting minutes can be changed, but you have to draw a line through it, it can never ever be removed. But you can update that information if there are typos or other information that should be in there. Please address that. The other points I have here are fiduciary duties and whatnot. I happen to notice this time when the winter taxes went out, it came out after December 1st. Is it nitpicking? Sure, but it should have come out before and or by the date of the 21st. That is set by the state. The other information on that as well is that several properties came in single envelopes. That's a stamp on every single one of those envelopes. There are companies in this area and or people who own a lot of pieces of property
which means a separate envelope would then be sent to them. You're talking over a dozen, at least 2 of them that I'm aware of, at least one being one of them owns a lot of pieces of property. That's a lot of expense for a single freaking stamp on every single one of those, if they all went out that way. I think the township, needs to look into doing that better and not having that kind of expense going out, because that's done twice a year, summer, winter taxes. Please address that. When it comes to your policies and procedures, I do hope that you address the chain of notification when an employee goes on vacation, when an employee is injured at their other job and go on workman's comp. The chain of notification should also address when an employee is cleared from their workman's comp and can work for the township again. If they're working here and they're workman's comp, that's fraud. That can bring litigation on the township. Please address that. Also need to have your policies and procedures. What will happen to employees if they break these policies and procedures? What kind of disciplinary actions are you going to take? Please address that. I think that's all that I have at this particular point in time. Thank you for your time. Please address these issues.
Hello, everybody. My name is Don Robinson. First of all, I'd like to thank you for saying you'll fix Olson Road. I've been there for 25 years and nothing's been touched on. However, I would ask if you would put some wings or something on that culvert. There's only like this much room when you turn the corner between Olson and the back. All right. I'm gonna make some statements here, but by no means do I want to cause an argument. That gentleman needs to be taught some manners. He does not have the right to stand there and scream and holler.
He's a lawyer.
He does not run everybody's life. Why do we have the police at the meeting? You're intimidating people. They do not want to come to the meeting because they think the police are going to throw them out.
I can answer that if you want to answer.
Now, I already mentioned about trying to get on the planning commission, and I was told that nobody made a claim to get on that. Lee Township, that's fine. I want to talk about the pay raises that you people gave each other. The 4 of you people got 15 and 20% raises, and you gave the treasurer 1%. That is disgusting. You have a camera pointing at her office. This place is starting to smack of Nazism, and that's all I have to say.
I'm Carol Schaefer, and I'm here to speak about months ago when I talked about us being biased and to make better decisions and to follow the law. Tonight, I am speaking to you with an appeal for Heidi Pitt. I have gone through all the records, well, what I know about the recall. So I'm just gonna go quick. And I will be submitting these to the election commission, the county judge and treasurer before Thursday at 1 o'clock. I'm thinking that some of the actions that could have been taken to prevent the ledger problem, which is an accounting finance problem, were late in coming. There could have been legal mediation, possibly, that could have prevented that if parties weren't getting along and they weren't working together, and that still is an alternative now. You can get an attorney to do a mediation to help us get our practices together. I do believe, though, in looking back, I've been at many board meetings, there has been some harassment in the workplace towards Heidi by not communicating to her. She gave fair notice, I believe, that there were issues, and it seems that several people would not communicate with her. So that really is misuse of judgment and harassment in the workplace.
And discrimination.
Well, I don't know if it's discrimination at all. I don't think so. Let's see, recall claim number 1, that's Babcock, Mr. Babcock. Heidi Pitt used her authority to threaten employees with the First Amendment rights. My question would be, how many people in our township know exactly what their rights are?
Very
And
good
are there
question.
specific job tasks written? Clearly, don't look at the MTA shortlist, look at what actually needs to be done and do a risk assessment to determine which roles in the township cause us the most risk. It'd probably be finance, it might be the cemetery, if we get multiple burials at one time and we can't bury, or we have to exhume someone. That's added cost, probably not a lot, but humiliation to our township, for sure. In my opinion, he didn't know his audience, Mr. Babcock, and was driving zoning ordinances and board votes that met his and the other 4 Lee Township personal agendas. That's where we have nepotism, we have a lot of people that know each other and are related to each other, and they're all employees and they're all volunteers. Which leads to biases. Sometimes they're not logical. Enforcement or environmental safety issues are overlooked. Claim number 2 is Ms. Stewart. Heidi Pitt admitted to accessing the clerk's records, and I would say on what dates, without authorization and making changes to the records using the clerk's ID, disrupting all the necessary checks and balances. Once again, I would say, what dates did that happen? And were there written operating procedures for IT purposes that everyone signed? What is our technical security? It's referenced that we needed an authorizer. Who is our authorizer in our township for our IT security? Let's see. What dates? Oh, were there any monetary losses to the records? Maybe it's pictures, right? That the clerk's ID were used. What were their monetary losses? Or if this is a judgment in error, an error in judgment, that happens in the workplace when people are trained and there's not proper documentation in place, so people know what their responsibilities are. Recall claim number 3 is Coughlin, which I think is the wife of our chief of fire. Coughlin? Oh, Coughlin. Claimed Heidi Pitt voted no to approving the firefighters' pay without explanation. I found that, let's see, if the no vote is a breach of duty or conflict of interest, then yes, there is an issue there. So I didn't see that it was a breach of duty and that it was a conflict of interest to vote no. I really feel that during the meetings, Heidi is voting no because that's the only voice she has. They have literally shut down all the communication coming and going from her in her role, including the accounting and the CPAs that we're contracting with. Who does that? And for what reason? And I don't know if it just happened or, okay. And it talks about for political gain. Recall 4 in this list. And Kelly is the partner of Mark List, who's the trustee. I really feel that non-residents with township security camera footage without permission or personal or political gain. I'd like to know what gains came to Heidi. if that was a lapse in judgment for anyone, what was actually gained politically and personally by doing that?
Carol, please speed it up.
Oh, my time's up. Have I hit all four?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Harassment at Heidi Pitt, treasurer in the workplace, all board members, plan to stop the communication to Heidi Pitt, our treasurer, telling all the board members and to the township finance contract companies not to respond to and from Heidi Pitt. The lead board members together intentionally disregarded fair notice, which is a law, warning communications of financial record problems that was many, many months ago. I would again suggest we go with a legal mediation to solve some of these problems and get things in writing. I will be there, I will communicate this in writing to those that I spoke of, and I will be there also Thursday at 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe need to turn that microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because it's not really working.
Yeah.
And it's just turn it up?
You can just power it.
No, just hold it down.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because it's correct.
It's correct.
Hi, I'm Naomi. You can tell by my age that I may be the next generation of township people. I'm 40, so I'm not planning to be young. But I noticed that a lot of us here are older, and I'm wondering if maybe that's mature. And maybe that's part of it, is us young generation, we're not getting involved enough. We don't know what's happening enough. We're new to the township, I'm a city girl, so just sent my taxes in today, cried as it went. It's a lot of money that we're sending to this township. I see the fruit of it. I love Lee Township, but when I sit in here for my first meeting and I see such disrespect amongst the board members, amongst the, I'm not sure what your position is. Are you in charge of something?
I'm just a zoning administrator.
Okay, zoning administrator, maybe some power amongst our people.
And a resident, right?
And resident. When I see intimidation happening in a space that's supposed to be safe, a space that's supposed to be informational, a place where we can share ideas and not be intimidated or bullied. Words are powerful. The way we use words is powerful. And we can turn groups of people against one person easily if we are not careful. I have experienced this, painfully so. I have had people I love turn against me. I've had lies told about me. And your soul does not recover easily. So as I sit here, as this next generation coming in, I've heard some things. I haven't heard a lot. I came to see, because I do have a bit of a gift of discernment and seeing when someone says something, where's that coming from? I'm grateful I came, because when I hear things about Heidi, I want to know if they're true. I don't know Heidi all that well. I have no reason to defend her. No reason at all. So I came to see. And when I heard, what is your name, sir?
Russ.
Russ. When I heard Russ describe what happened here tonight, having experienced what happened here tonight, having heard the voices, having heard the words, having seen the body language of standing up, of being enraged. Now I know when Russ describes something that happened with Heidi in the past, I have a framework for that. So when he says Heidi was abusive, intimidating, bullying tonight, and I watched Heidi and I didn't see that. When he describes a past experience, I now have a framework to put that in. And that's why I come back to this. Our words matter. People's reputations matter. And their legacies matter. And we all have a voice. If we can find a way to value each life, value each voice, we can continue to be a township that's worth looking at too. But honestly, having sent that huge, painful check into Lee Township today, I'm scared. And I'm thinking, do I want to be in this township? And you know what? I'm not sure.
Yep.
We have a lot invested here, and I can put that house on the market and move somewhere else. Because if this is not a safe place to be, and if I'm spending all my money in here, and I'm seeing the immaturity and the intimidation and the ugliness of people, we can do better. Please do better for the next generation. Please.
We can talk about everything.
Can you speak up?
Let's talk about the books, getting everything reconciled. It started out early last year that you were going to get the right, all reconciled. Then that didn't happen. You made a statement in the meeting that you were going to get brought up, I work with her and look. Okay, and it didn't happen. Pardon?
I did work with them, it did get done.
Okay, and whose fault is that?
We tried to get stuff done, stuff wasn't meshing, and I'm not trying to throw Laura or anybody under the bus, but the journal entries were not something Laura was comfortable doing with some of them. And some of the stuff I know Deb and other people.
She was experienced.
And we're pulling out the invoices and stuff. And that is why, because they could not get it done, that we had to hire the outside.
Do we have an idea what it's gonna cost to have this done?
I
An
can,
approximate?
It's on an hourly basis and it depends how quickly they can get each year done.
Okay, are we talking about 20,000?
I don't think it'll be that.
Now, I'm estimating 10 to 12. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But don't hold me on that, don't hold my feet to the fire on that.
No. I just wanted to learn the schooling in the center too.
You know, like Naomi just said, all the lies that people tell about people. You do not know the whole story behind all this. Yes, I'm responsible for the bank recs and the general ledger, but she did them for a long time. If there was a mistake, or if I missed doing something, she should have come and said, excuse me, Laura, will you do this? Hell, I would have done it.
Laura,
Not college.
I witnessed you walk in that door,
And I witnessed you.
walking you. You walked in that door screaming at the top of your lungs.
Because she told falsities. I came,
Pardon?
she told people false information.
How do you
What was
know?
the information?
How do you know it's false?
Stop. It's not the time.
Please.
I thought it was public, I thought it was public communication.
Screaming at the top of your lungs about something that.
No,
on the board. Something that you put out on Facebook. I got the
I
same.
didn't put it on
I think it was in the
Facebook.
township, but I don't know.
You accused Heidi of it.
And
I
she
got it.
did.
I got it from Callie, they've done the same thing. You screamed at the top of your lungs, and then Tom came in, he screamed at Heidi. That came from Rose Mitchell also.
Yeah.
She was there. And then, about 10 days later, I walked out of Heidi's office, never said a word to you, and you ripped my ass from one end to the other.
Oh.
He also tells you to vote Republican. Tells you to vote Republican and quiet.
You ripped me, I brought Doug and you essentially laughed.
No comment.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't slip on the ice.
Okay, sure, thank you. All right. Any correspondence?
Yeah, I have.
You can't go to the circus.
Greendale.
Quiet.
John Deere, if somebody wants to, yeah. And, if this is the other one, I don't know if we want to do anything because it actually came to all of us. I was going to answer him, but I wanted to just bring it to, the board. And it doesn't make sense to me as to what he's asking because we do not have the city of Midland Engineering Department handle our streetlight requests.
I think that was just,
So
I think he
that's
just guessed, yeah, I think what I have, it sounds like he wants a light out at that corner, so, as a bus stop, so if we.
Well, we talked about doing one at the, I'm turning around here. Yeah, and they said, the Lord said, no, they need to take care of it themselves. So what would be?
It's not a private residence or a private business.
So is this something that we?
I think we can look at it. I think we'll say we should look into it, get a price, and then they could get to it.
So I can contact him and find out more detail on how many things are out there, what age you're talking, actually where you stand, I'll find out some information.
Okay.
And then I could contact consumers, because we have contact before, as far as getting an estimate.
Perfect, thank you.
Other than that, that was there.
All right, I have, moving on to any other business that can be brought before the board. I have a donation, back in October. I was nominated as Hometown Hero, which, received a $100 donation in to the organization of my choice. And I have chosen the Lee Township Fall Festival to provide that $100 from monitored women return of financial. Yes, that's Heidi. Take care of that. If not, motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
There you have it, folks. Like I said, it'd probably be a very spicy meeting. We did get heated up for a little bit there. Appreciate all you guys for watching, checking out my channel, Midland Michigan Media. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this video, my channel. We're here tonight, Monday, December 8th. Tomorrow we'll be at Edenville Township. It's township I live in. It starts at I believe like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I think 6:30. Then Wednesday we will be at Jerome Township. So we got a busy week this week, and hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Thank you. I've been writing to you.
Yeah.
You don't write me back.
I was sick for a couple days. I had
I
kids that
wrote
were
to you again
sick.
today, but I'm
Yeah.
like, you gotta be here.
Yeah, it was in between here and Village of Sanford again.
Oh, but tonight was,
I had a couple other people message me too, and they're like, "You might want to come out here." I'm like, "Okay."
it was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was
She needs to
interesting.
resign. She can't do her job. She got a 14% raise, and we're paying $180-some an hour for that company to do the bank runs.
Right, and they'll milk it right out.
Oh yeah,
They'll milk it right out.
oh yeah. And then she tells me, she looked at me and told me to shut up. I wasn't even talking. She needs to resign.
Yeah. Well, It is. I can't. There's too much could happen. You never know. No, but to clarify, like they're trying to clarify, the DPW is a limited public forum. So like this is an open public forum. Anybody from the United States can come in here to this meeting during regular business hours. They can stand in a corner with a camera like I do. They can stand around. They can do paperwork. They can do whatever. But at the DPW, it's strictly for dropping stuff off.
We take the cans and bottles. We never take the penny for it. I even put in sometimes extra money.
Right.
We also work with Heidi at the repurpose building. I will not sign that. If he cannot, keep me from going to the dump.
Well, technically,
It is a public place.
but it's got restrictions because it can't be a dangerous place.
It's, okay, if you're at the dump and you drop a bottle, a glass bottle out of your bag of stuff, and I come along and I'm putting my garbage in and I cut my foot or leg or whatever off that bottle, I can now sue them. I didn't have to sign a volunteer.
Well, it'd be a touchy one.
Yeah.
My suggestion, if you want to hang out there, do it as utilize your First Amendment and do it under freedom of the press. Take a camera, set it up, and record what you do out there. Make a story out of it under freedom of the press. So that's the supervisor right there, guys. He says privacy in public about these cameras. There's one up there. We'll show you some more out in the hallway in a little bit. Yes, the proper procedure is to put in a FOIA request to receive them. As far as I know, this is a person in charge of your FOIA request. He has not released a single one that I know of this year. They always get responded to as them documents do not exist. So it's not worth putting one in because it's just gonna, I mean, unless somebody has the time and the money to be able to follow it up the ladder. Thank you, new biddy. No biddy. Happy holidays to you too. Thank you. Also, thank you for sticking around. I see you're in here for most of this, almost 3 hours of video. Am I getting escorted out?
They're old.
I will say Mark seems pretty genuine. That's Mark West over there. At the county commissioner there, he's a very respectful guy. Brings in a lot of information. I wish he'd show up to more township meetings though. Probably doesn't because they don't invite him. Put some information out here. Right there, that sums it up a lot about their duties.
Who are you from, Midland?
Midland, Michigan Media. I do YouTube.
Oh, I just was curious.
No, nothing wrong with that. Howdy. Good. Interesting.
Mark, I haven't met you.
Tim.
I think I ran into you one day out here. Have a good night. And we were happy with the chief did because it is a tax. You had all that information. How many credit cards he wants and he backs up.
Yeah, and that shouldn't have been an argument, in my opinion. I mean, he should have just. They need to learn when to just send an email, make a phone call, instead of bringing it. They're trying to make a spectacle. It is backfiring every time. I mean, I don't reach a lot of people. I
put fingerprints all over your truck. Anytime I had to dig in the doors and look here and look there.
So it's just one of those. Took me about 45.
That's one of the, we don't have those.
You know that. Place that.
Yeah, for the FOIA that I submitted, I submitted one trying to request to pay her salary of all township employees, and a couple other things, and everything came back does not exist, and it doesn't exist. The reasoning was that they would have to maintain a copy of it, and I guess everybody's pay her salary, they don't maintain a copy of it, so it was very interesting. My understanding there's quite a long distance of time before you have to turn it in, so to make a complaint, or they do have an appeals process, but can submit it to other people in the county.
I'm telling all your dirt.
Are we still filming?
Yes, we are. You were wonderful.
Was I?
Yes.
I told you I was gonna.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's fine.
And I'm gonna probably be.
are done. Okay, yes.
Sorry, folks, we moved that for a little private conversation for a minute.
Wait till January.
Yeah.
That hopefully they can help.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, it's a long meeting. Well worth coming. We're gonna take a walk around. There's a friendly reminder that you're always watching us. Trying to say it's private video. There's another one over there.
Thank you.
Gonna document all these public cameras out here, you know.
So what's your put on those cameras?
Here's my thing.
Okay, so they're recalling me, so I don't.
Good, how about you? Love your shirt.
Oh, you seen that, did
I did. Let me get a quick shot of that there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Signatures.
What is it?